Firewolf and move here and attack this creature.
Alright, moving forward to this creature, you can tell that it's ready to bite, ready to charge, and ready to attack. So, killing it might be the most beneficial thing to do.
So, I have advantage with the pack tactics, so I'll roll twice. Just roll manually. Does a 22 hit?
22 does it.
Okay, so I do some kind of damage. 2d6 plus 3 piercing damage. Oh, my damage. 15 piercing damage.
Oh, wow. Barreling through these creatures, not wanting to die, not wanting to get hit, you can tell that immediately, looking at the creature that's about to tackle, kill, maim. Who's to say? Talon, you immediately slash through this creature and bring it down to the ground motionless.
Nice. Oh, I'm large now too, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you can resize my temper. There you go. Just so I don't forget.
Makes sense.
Direwolf, yeah.
I
Large beast. Direwolf's large beast because I'm Circle of the Moon. I can be a CR1 creature already. Yeah.
very nice. Alright, anything else?
No, that's it.
Alright, Talon.
Well, I'm going to first slam my fireball into it. So it needs to make a deck save.
Dex save?
Or take,
Yeah, probably fails.
yeah, done that. Alright, so it takes 10 fire damage.
Alright.
Yeah, there's still.
Let's see. 10 plus the bonus damage. You've already dealt with it. Burning through and barreling through with your creature of fire and brimstone, you manage to hit it to the side and burn a good amount of its flesh off. You can tell it's hurt. You can tell that it's injured. You poke it with your blade in case it didn't die, and it just topples over without any movement or motion. You manage to kill this thing outright.
Pretty good rolls for both of us.
Yeah.
I didn't get any busted, like, damage or anything, but I was gonna say if I was gonna roll with advantage and attack and try and kill him anyway. With my darts, but I'm still gonna back up and get. I think I got like 2.
Alright.
I'm not gonna get this off. Totally can't help me get it done.
Creature's currently dead. Creature's currently dead. Creature's currently dead. Wait, why are there so many copies of it? That's weird.
I don't know how long my fighting spirit really lasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 minute. So after a minute, it goes away.
That's fair. In the meantime, Kaithal moves forwards, examines the area, see if anyone is hurt, injured, destroyed, or if anything else is coming about. He does notice something else coming about. A very large, almost monstrous plant-like creature comes out of the storm. There's only one, thankfully, but it is heading in your guys' direction. And noticing that, he moves back, and the dog moves further up. I don't know how close it needs to be to impose disadvantage, but it's there.
Oh, that dog is going to be hit 5 feet.
Okay.
5 feet of an ally or enemy. Yeah, so I can sit there.
It could be next to you guys. It makes more sense. Cerberus, strength save again.
Do I see anything new? At this point?
You likely will, but first I need to make sure you hold on. Oh, you're just killing it with with the strengths. Luckily enough, you are managing to keep it hold on, but just barely this time. You do barrel through, and the more intense heat does cover you. Go ahead and roll a con save. Not that well. The heat increases by a good fraction in amount, but it's not imperatively you die. But it is 5 points of damage. The further you go, and the further you can tell that things are getting worse. But you can tell that something inside seems a lot less vague than it had been before. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
My luck is running out.
Observing the area in front of you, you can tell that there's something big in front of you. Then you realize it's a dragon. But afterwards, I'm just going to use your past perception, because, you've been kind of staring in the same exact area, but the dragon kind of gets in the way. Roaming around and looking at it, you can tell that this creature seems to lunge forwards, and this epicenter thing seems to have a blue coloration to it. It kind of resembles to you the shell that this dragon came out of, but not quite so. If you had to guess, it resembles another structure, shell apparatus, something that was keeping another thing housed inside.
Mission accomplished.
Sort of. You do know what's inside, but you don't know what's inside. In the meantime, Cerberus, what are you doing?
Is there any place I can fall down to that won't insta-kill me?
Currently you would be at the border of the city itself. I would say, no. Not really. Like, there might be some things that slow you down. There are a few trees here. Once again, there's that 40-foot high tower, likely a church. And then there's 20 feet buildings, 10 feet buildings. But I'm afraid no pirate ships with a sail that you can cut through.
How high am I right now?
I'll just keep it at 200 feet this turn. You'll probably get higher next turn, but 200 feet now.
How close am I from the 40 feet church?
I'll just say you're right above it right now, so 160 feet.
How much is 160 feet, guys?
15 d6 by 10 d6 every 10.
16 d6?
15.
15.
20 is like 10. Yeah. The first 20 feet is only 1 d6. And after that, so it's 15 d6.
Okay, how many d6 is that?
15.
You're dead. You might not outright die, but you're in trouble. What's your max life? 30?
It wouldn't be insta-kill.
Maybe.
Let's just run a scenario. It depends on how well I roll. I rolled... Eh? You'd likely be unconscious due to a fall. You could probably mitigate some of the damage if you do something. I'm not going to give you hints or clues, because it seems like you already have ideas. But you won't immediately die.
Yeah, like, not gonna die at least. It's not alright, you'll be unconscious. You're fine.
Unless somehow I roll max on every dice. Or most of the dice.
You just keep that one.
Okay.
No.
Here's my idea. There's several things I have options to do if the DM allows it.
It depends.
I still have my full 15 lay on hands. I have false life spell. And I haven't done any actions. I would like to first cast false life. Then, as I fall, I would like to try to do something that would help me. I suppose the best idea is to stab through the church as much as I can to help it mitigate some of the damage. And if I have to, use a smite to help that out. And then if all that fails, I will use lay on hands as, if possible.
I like the idea, but that's way too much. You can do what's it called? False life and try to stab into the building of the tower, but like lay on smite with that would be too much. In addition, you can also go and try to stab in the tower and smite it. But with false life, that would be too much. So which route are you going?
I guess the best idea. I can't be insta-killed. I will fall. You know, with the way I can't really hear you due to the echo. So, Fox, what is it you were saying?
You don't really have much of an option. Just really flop and hope you roll low.
Anyways, let go. And I will try falling towards the church. And I will try stabbing into the church to help mitigate some of the damage. And use a smite to help with the force.
Alright. Casting False Life, bringing out your blade. I want you to go ahead and roll. You're stabbing into it, so probably athletics. To try to slow your pace down. That's pretty good. With the blade stuck into likely a bell tower, because I just remembered there's really not that many churches here. You are able to mitigate some of the damage. I'll remove a couple of the dice due to the high rate. So, unless you're very unlucky, which is highly unlikely, you won't die from this. And if you're very lucky, and I roll terribly, you might still be conscious. I called it.
Conscious.
You go for the bell tower, smash in with your blade, begin to fall, hit the side of the bell tower. If you want to roll down all the way to the ground instead of on top of the building, you can, that's fine. But currently you survived. You took 27 points of damage, and there's no getting around that. But you're alive. Oh, because you're so much closer than your entire team, you can tell that there's other people around trying to help you. No one you really know. Some of the people are dressed in armor, and you can tell that they might be the town guard. Although few, the only ones that are in the town that can help. Which is likely why your team hasn't been berated by just a bunch of monsters.
Oh, thank you for help.
They're too far away to hear.
Oh, I thought they were...
They're like in the distance fighting things, bringing them closer to them rather than closer to you.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
Do we have any other actions
You can move if. Well, you'll have to get up because you're technically considered prone. You can move half your movement.
Nice.
All right. At the end of your turn, you can tell that there's two individuals heading towards your direction, not looking towards you and like, oh, that's the enemy, attack them. It's more like, hey, we were coming here anyways, but now you can see us. Towan.
Alright, I'm gonna use my action to move Moonbeam here. And I will stay where I am.
All right. And while you're talking, I should probably mute my mic because you guys probably have an echo.
It's alright though. You can ready your action to fight though. You don't have to just sit there.
No, my action was to move the Moonbeam.
Is that a bonus action movement?
No, it's a full action. Yeah, but it's because it's a little stronger than a lot of area of effect because it procs at the beginning of the creature's turn that's in it, not at the end of it. So,
I can concentrate while being in a base one.
Yep, it actually is like specifies in shape change that you can concentrate and use the actions for spells such as call lightning and everything.
I mean, you were human beforehand.
Yeah.
All right.
And you retain all of your mental stats.
Towan, anything else?
No, I'm gonna stay where I am for now, and just keep concentrating on moonbeams.
All right. Talon.
I'm going to slam my flaming spear into it.
All right. Dex, correct?
Yep. Oh, look at that roll.
It's a little more dexterous than the creatures you have just faced, but not by much. And I rolled a 6.
11 fire damage.
Bashing into this creature, you do a good amount of damage. I want you to go ahead and roll another d6. The fiery brimstone begins to hit the body, and you can tell that it is slowly withering away a lot more than you had expected. While the creature is still alive, it is clearly susceptible to fire. Take that however you will. But in the meantime, it's still alive, and now it's mad. Anything else?
How badly hurt does it seem? Does it seem hurt at all or no?
It is hurt. It's not considered bloodied, but if you had to guess, it's getting there.
Yeah, I'm going to use my owl to give myself advantage, and then I will shoot out my bow.
All right. None of those hit. Aiming straight for the creature, you aim your bow, shoot and proc a shot. Aiming straight for the creature, it, however, embeds itself into your fire and doesn't come out.
Yeah, I fell back just a little bit there behind my big wolfy thread. It is very bottom of the good down again.
All right.
Does it get like a thing that wolf towards your face on there?
It looks actually like a dire wolf, but I don't know, maybe the same color as my hair.
It's just like your token's all big, so I just like see like a big like your face on there. Just like imagine like that big face, and like
It's terrifying.
In the meantime, Tolwyn, what does this creature have to roll?
It's a DC 14 con save for half damage.
All right. Its con is better than its dex. 17.
So it takes 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay. This creature taking radiant damage does seem to be hurt. Not as much as the fire, but definitely still hurt. Looking around, it can tell that it's mad, knows its next target, likely Talon or Tolwyn. Anyone with a T name, maybe it has its own problem, but you can tell that it's now directed towards you, which is better than being directed towards anyone else, but still not great. On its turn, it moves out of the fire, moves out of the moonbeam. That was 5 feet. It'll try to attack Tolwyn, but thanks to the position the dog has been placed in, it will have disadvantage.
I think it actually takes damage again. Because I was just reading the thing, because I slammed it into it. So it took damage when it hit it, and then it started. No, it has to end its turn. Sorry, just ready. I was just listening to Toll.
Yeah. It's all good. It will try to snarl and bite at Tolwyn's feet. You can tell that this creature is less creature, more monstrosity. That being said, I rolled an 8, so maybe it's also not a great hitter.
Yeah, it definitely did not hit.
On Kythal's turn, where is his character sheet? All right, I popped it out. He's close enough that he'll move a little bit closer, grabs his blade, tries to sink it in. Does hit. Not that much, but he does hit. Moves back safely, only taking 5-foot step. I know that's a Pathfinder rule, but whatever. Dog stays where it's now. Go around this creature's threat range. They'll go here, imposing disadvantage on Talon and Tolwyn if they get attacked. Cerberus.
I will move my full movement. However, for that, I am allowed to do so.
You're up your feet, you're no longer prone, so as far as you want.
Well, I mean, I wasn't certain how technically far away I was, because I thought I was kind of more further than what the map showed.
No, let's keep it simple. It's as far as the map shows.
I will use my lay on hands ability and give myself 15 HP.
Fair.
Oh, that's better. Alright. That was my action. And that's about all I can do. Turns over.
Alright. Tolwyn.
Cool. I'm going to bite this thing at advantage because I'm allies within 5 feet.
Sure do.
10 and does an 18 hit?
An 18 definitely hits.
Okay. 11 piercing damage. And if it's not dead, it needs to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone. DC 13.
Strength save, right?
Yep, strength saving throw.
16.
So it remains upright, does not fall prone.
As you bash straight through it, you can tell that this creature is hurt, bloodied, but not quite dead. You can definitely tell another couple of shots like that will take it out, but this thing seems sturdier than the first two things, but the first two things hit harder. So, with any luck, it's the opposite? Anything
I'll
else?
take that. No, I'll stay where I am.
Talon.
My spirit's still here at the disappearing next round.
It would disappear next round. You can do something this turn, but afterwards it'd be gone.
Okay, I'll use my bonus action to slam it into him again. And then,
Okay.
Try to burn
It failed. Unfortunately not. Bashing straight through it, you only do the minimal amount of damage, including the extra dice of fire. It's not great, it's not a lot, but it's already been hurt.
Another step back, so I'm still within range of the little puppy to help me out. And then I'm going to, I guess I'll just keep away from it. I guess I'll use my owl to try again. Does it look like it's almost dead? Right?
The hound piranha creatures are dead.
Yeah, does it, the creature that like I kind of didn't hurt me with fire, does it look like it's almost dead or no?
Not quite there, it is bloodied, it is hurt, but not quite dead.
Okay. Alright, let's see. What's my owl for advantage? Fire. 17 hit.
17 does hit.
Yeah, 9 piercing damage.
Alright. Using your bird and using your tactics, you managed to take this creature down to the ground with a good amount of force. It's not quite dead, but it is rearing in pain. You know you're close. Maybe the fireball that you flung at it.
I would dispel it, yeah, dispel it. I don't want to hurt my friends.
Yeah, did a good amount of damage, more than you thought. Or at least did a little bit more. But thankfully enough, your own attack struck and struck true. However, it is still alive, unfortunately for you, and it is its turn. Looking towards you, Actually, depending on who attacked it last, it goes for it. I suppose it would be Talon, but would it know that?
It's not like between.
No, it wouldn't.
It's like,
So, this creature lunges straight towards the biggest thing, which would be Tolwyn. Lunges, strikes, 17 hit.
17 does it.
Alright. This creature lunges straight towards you, and you can tell that it'll likely hurt. But let's see how much. Not that much, apparently. This creature, like before, likely easier to hit than... Now, it can take a punch. Can't really deliver heavy punches, but it can take a punch. Thankfully enough, you're a big scary dog, so you have more to spare than the rest of the gang.
Especially since we had 5-10 hit points.
Yeah, that's very true. It was, from what I remember, it was just the birth of the dragon.
That's right, yeah.
But, Tolwyn's turn comes over. Poke with a poke. 17 does hit. Oh, I always forget his character sheet set up correctly, so it rolls the damage. Not correctly, well. He definitely does more than I do. Kaithal manages to stab into the creature, does a good amount of damage. You can tell it's close to death's door, but not quite there. It'll definitely take another hit like Tolwyn's or another hit like Talon. But Kaithal did good. He did very good. Dog stays, protection for both. Cerberus. You can tell that the dragon's basically at the epicenter with the flying carpet. I just forgot how it was muted. Cerberus. You can tell that the creature is basically at the epicenter now. You can't tell the angle you're at now what's inside, but if you had to guess, it's a protective shell. What's inside of that protective shell, you're not sure, but the dragon is heading towards that direction. However, there's two people heading towards your direction. Both of them seem to be wearing masks, one covering half their face, with red ombre hair and red piercing eyes, while the other seems to cover more of their face but leaves one almost scarlet red eye visible. However, from time to time you get glints of a almost blue flame about it. They are not close enough to actually do damage to you. They're roughly 35 feet away. They're not rushing towards you, they're simply walking. Almost in the exact same speed pattern that the storm is.
Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Do I see anything else that's of importance?
Not at this time. You can tell that most of the guards are winning. Maybe one or two died. They're on the ground motionless. But overall, your group is being helped out by some ragtag civilians and the guards that, were here, but you never met.
I will dash over to my compatriots.
All right.
Whoa, Dolan, you got big. Got swole.
Towan's also a dog.
Well, that's what I said, he got swole. Yes, there is a group of 2 individuals. I think they may be connected to the storm, and I saw what is possible inside the storm. Oh, and I see you're fighting some weird plant thing. Don't worry, I got my weed whacker. Pull out my sword. That's probably heavily dented. And, I have 10 more trying to die.
Your head was so thick you were gonna survive that.
Oh, what was that, Tyler?
Get to work. I said I had a feeling your head was so thick you were gonna survive that fall. No. Help us, God dang it. God bless it.
I will try.
Towan.
Alright, there's no room for the moonbeam in there, so I will just try biting the creature again.
All right.
Is a 22 hit?
22 definitely hits.
9 piercing damage.
Piercing through the veil of its rendered flesh, you can tell. Well, Tolwyn the Hound can tell, the direwolf, really. This thing is not made out of meat. It's more made out of a plant-based life organism. You render a good amount of its flesh gone, but it is still alive, if barely. You can tell, however, it's not going to be able to take another hit like that.
Alright, can you have it make a strength saving throw for me, please?
Sure can. $22.
It does not fall prone. And I will stay where I am.
All right. Talon.
It's almost dead now.
Yeah, it's not looking well. It's not looking pleasant. It'll likely die if someone manages to hit it.
Well, then Talon knocks on controls the scimitars and closes in for the kill. As he likes to do. Coming over here. And he will give him a little fire. With advantage, I guess, with my howl.
21 does hit. All right, how would you like to finish this thing off? There's a good chunk missing of it already.
I just want to come up and as I slide in front of it, I want to jump up in the air and start doing front flips with my blade down, almost like a super fast spinning side flip and just turn it into fucking paper.
Spinning out of control wildly, your friends worry of their own safety, but luckily enough you're trained in skills, and I guess paperwork, that you finesse quick strides, quick movements, to the point and degree that you make this into pulp. You spend a few hours and turn it into paper. No, you just cut it so well, so clean, that it basically forms itself and dies. At this point in time, you're technically out of combat, but feel free to do what you like, but you have already been expressly told that 2 people were heading your way.
Talon asked Cerberus to heal him.
All right.
Quietly. And it was up quietly. And then we just like, oh, red.
That's a description. Alright, then I will move and put myself up around Heather and hold myself for possible combat. And when I see them within talking range, I will point at them and ask them to halt and state their business.
Okay. They do halt right before the moonbeam. They seem to be.
Before they roll there, I'm gonna be casting a spell as well. I guess no, I should have prepared. It's gonna be visible. I didn't prepare. But shit. Sorry.
It's fine.
Okay.
You're fine. Okay. Silver is taking his turn. Well, taking an action outside of round combat. Silver is looking at them, stating, "Halt, state your business." The man, you assume, based on the build of his frame that you can see, does look towards you. Turned his head almost 90 degrees, but not quite there. He doesn't crack his neck and break it. He just looks puzzled, looks towards you, looks towards a woman he's traveling with. She shrugs. He looks back in kind to you, and he simply states, "Huh. Curious. We had sent a scout here beforehand, but it seems that they didn't do their job correctly. Well, I assume you're asking for our intended purpose to try to stop it. Well, our intended purpose has already arrived," as he points to the sky. "We are here to collect something. Something in this town that needs to be found, you see. But regardless of that, having a little fun with the people that decided to stay is also a bonus." Is what it's saying.
Taylor says, "So you came here to dance? Welcome. My friends and I are quite well versed. Let us."
You say that, and the woman, with half of her face covered, states, "No, I'm afraid not. We're here to kill, maim, steal something of value here. Apparently our..." She stops herself before she gives the name out. "Apparently, we are meant to do this. I mean no disregard to things, but we are here to collect."
You're connected to Scarlet, aren't you?
She looks towards you. She doesn't say anything, but her eyes flicker red, even though they're already red, but they almost flicker as if a flame has been lit.
You know, has anyone ever told you you have very beautiful blood red eyes?
Well, if they did,
Well,
they don't really survive that much longer.
Let's see how long the eye would survive.
Cerberus, it is your turn.
Can I say that I held a spell when they got installed towards if they're very
It did take them some time to get there, so sure. Taylor, what spell did you hold?
I was gonna hold a magic missile, take it violent towards us. I'm going to magic missile them in the face.
Okay.
Everyone looks like a cat spell. I can't tell what everyone feels like.
It's up to you who you hit. Or you can split it
I
apart.
can't tell which one maybe cast spells.
No. They both look ornate, decorative. The man seems to be wearing a blue trench coat. The collar's fully up, so you can't actually see the skin pigmentation or what he truly is. Yeah. Two.
If they're talking shit, they can suck on that.
You can tell the man wears a blue coat. Most of his skin is not seen except for the eye. The woman herself, same pattern, but red and black clothing. You can tell the top of her head, but nothing else is fully visible. They do wear gloves, do wear boots, and do wear large coats. However, the woman seems to be human. The male, hard to tell. But roll your damage if you're casting your missiles.
I changed my mind. Sorry, I'm very excited.
Ah, okay.
Like that's about it more. I want to play it.
Uh,
I can't tell the difference.
Dex saving throw.
Oh no. Oh shit. Wow. Well, then that happened. I guess that's good that we got that out of the way with the attack.
Yeah, it would have been bad if those were attacks.
I'm still gonna say you're welcome.
Shooting out fairy fire straight towards them, you can tell both the man and the woman just wave it off. Severus.
It's like, it's this. There he goes. Just at the wheels.
I cast heroism on myself, and I step forward to prepare to attack when necessary.
So you're holding action.
I cast heroism on myself as my action.
Oh, okay. So you're okay. I understand now. Towen.
Heroism in action. Your turn.
Alright. For my action, I'm going to move Moonbeam on top of both of them. And I'm going to move here. And I think that will be my turn.
All right, Kaylin.
Well, not so sure about casting that very fire spell again. Normally you would. They seem to be pretty adverse to that. So, instead, he will. I don't really have one spell. Haven't used it yet. I will use my owl to give myself advantage. And I will also use my bonus action, by the way, to start, I guess, my blade song again in a few minutes. So I'm also blade singing.
Yeah.
And I'll use my owl to give Severus advantage on his attack because he said he has a smite. So I'm gonna give Severus the owl for advantage. And for my action, I actually will use one more personal spell. I will cast Magic Missile. That's a lot. I'll roll 1d4, I guess. Oh.
If you cast Magic Missile, it should be 3 unless you upcast
Yeah,
it.
no, but each one is that, though. Each bolt is 5 damage, so it's 15 damage. That's awesome. Because you just roll 1d4, and that's what each of the bolts is. And like 3.
All on the same person or divided?
1d4 plus 1. All on the same person. All on the... I can't tell which one looks like they're going to cast spells. So
No, honestly, they both look like edgy spellcasters.
okay, this one there. This one just blasted with about 15 damage. Suck that bitch.
All right. You managed to blast the male with a blue trench coat for a good amount of damage, quite heavily. You can tell that they're up. They're still alive, not dead, which is a problem.
So I put like my fingers out and like 3 little my fingers like start to glow, like 3 of them, and like 3 little lines just shoot out like the same, like just like hit it and explode of like needles. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, but and Severus, you have advantage.
Okay. On the man's turn, he has to make what kind of save? Con save. That's a 9.
So 11 points of radiant damage.
barreling through first with the force damage and then radiant damage. You can tell that they're hurt. They are still fine, or at least look fine. As far as you can tell, they don't seem bloodied. They don't seem on death's door, but they move forwards. They bring themselves roughly, propping themselves between two parties. However, it looks to you, Cerberus, that Tolwyn seems to be the target. Looking straight towards him, he turns around, goes into his trench coat. For a split second, Cerberus and I don't know if your direwolf has a passive perception.
It does. It uses mine of its higher, so 14. I do have. No, it doesn't affect spirit. I have advantage on perception, but that's for checks, not just passive, so 14.
14 is enough. Cerberus, you have 14?
Yes.
Okay, then you both see it. It goes into its trench coat for a quick second, and underneath you can tell it is wearing a heavy modified formed suit of leather. It's hard to read, but if you had to guess, it's not really wanting to show its skin. Whatever this thing is, it goes in, grabs a blade from a multitude set, brings it out of its sheath before, rather than bringing out the entirety of it, and on the blade itself seems to be almost cascading storms. The blade's metal seems to be that of a cloud storm with various stars adjacent to it. It almost resembles that of a 1980s. If you've ever seen a 1980s movie and you've seen those murals on vans, kind of like that, but less lions.
Nice. Nice.
It swings it. It swings the blade straight towards Tolwyn, and it'll probably hurt if it hits. 26 probably hits.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The blade itself swings in and does 16. Oh, I rolled well. Points of damage. Looking at you, still survive. You can tell that it flips its blade, and the first time you saw it out, it had 10 stars adjacent into the blade's hilt itself. It then, when it twisted its blade, you only see 6 stars left. And then immediately behind your back, Tolwyn, you get hit and pelted for 4... Not for 4. No, yeah, technically. 4d4 plus 4 points of damage.
Okay. Another 14. Still a wall.
Very
does that
nice.
count as 1 attack's damage or 2 for concentration checks for Moonbeam?
In this case, this is considered a bonus action round, the secondary strike. It's like a smite, so it's only considered 1.
Okay, so the total was 30 then? So I need a 15 or higher.
Yeah.
Maintain concentration.
Very nice. You can see that the person looks at you and is surprised you're still up, but glad that you're still up. Kaithal, not wanting this to be a problem, sends a town down. This creature now has disadvantage against you guys. Clearly this isn't a humanoid, or at least not anymore. Kaithal, does he have enough movement to get there? Yes, he does. Comes over. I already have his sheet out. I don't know why I clicked it again. Hand attack. 19 hits. And 6 points of damage. Okay, you can tell that Kaithal hit, but this guy has yet to go into a bloodied state. The woman must make a con save, correct?
Yes.
Okay. She has less con than the man, but let's see how well I've been rolling. That's an 11.
So 17 radiant damage.
You can tell that she's hurt, not bloodied, but hurt. A lot worse than the guy is for some reason. Maybe she has less health, but you can tell that she's a lot more hurt, but still not dead or considered bloodied. Looking at the two people in front of her, she decides not to mess with the man's prey. Looking towards these two. Unfortunately, Kaithal is considered an NPC right now, and I usually don't target them unless they give some sort of boost or advantage. The dog generally gives a boost, but I'm not going to attack it. So, unfortunately, Cerberus, you do get attacked. Let's see if they hit. Once again, you both see, you guys have 14, so you do see it. She brings out something from underneath her cloak. However, this time, instead of the weird apparatus leather suit of armor, you see almost a scale mail suit of armor. Whatever these scales are seem to represent either something akin to the flesh of a dragon or the flesh of a snake. It's hard to tell specifically unless you examine it more closely, but it's still strange nonetheless. She brings out something akin to a short sword. This time, however, you do see the hilt, not the hilt, the sheath of the blade. It seems to be black and pearlescent, which is a strange combination similar to how the man's blade had the stars and the clouds and the storm. She draws it out, and the blade itself is pure black. Looking at it, it almost feels as if there's a distortion in the world itself. She then goes and lunges towards Cerberus. I don't know if she'll hit, because I think Cerberus has shield, but we'll see. 18.
Misses.
Oh, nice. Like, normally?
Yes.
Cool. She goes straight for the attack, goes for you, but doesn't hit. Because she doesn't hit, she doesn't proc her secondary effect. So it is now Cerberus' turn.
Nice try. My turn. I get advantage because of the owl, and so that's a natural 20.
Sure is.
And I will also use a divine smite on top of that. One moment here.
Could be good damage. That's what you're there for. Okay, I was like, wait, you're a paladin. Yeah, I gotta give you advantage. Who cares about my attacks?
Alright, so 7 and an 8. And then a 19 and an 8. And I'm pretty sure that is... No, wait a minute. For a level 1 Divine Smite, that is... Oh shoot, what was the number again?
It's 2d8. Oh, you roll 4d8 like you did.
That would be the 19.
Yes. Good, just want to make sure I didn't mess that up. Because it seemed a little low. Let's see. So that's, is she an undead or fiend?
She is not.
Right, then that's a 19, a 7, and an 8.
That's still pretty good.
Pretty good. Slashing through her, you do more damage than she has taken before. You can tell that it hurts. You can tell that she is still alive. Closer to being bloodied than the man, but she is definitely hurt. Another attack like that will definitely bring her into the bloodied state. Anything else?
No? Oh, is there anything fear related that they're doing?
If there was, I would have said something.
Then, that's it. Never mind. My turn's over.
Okay. Tolan.
Okay, I am going to use my action to move Moonbeam on top of them again.
Okay.
And I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. Also, Talon, the 7 and 8 are the slashing damage from the longsword, and the 19 is from the smite.
Right, so the ace is 1d8 plus 4, and the next one says 2d8. So it's like, is that
Oh! Yeah, that's weird.
It's not right.
What is your question?
Because it should just be another d8.
Crit, you double, or you add,
Yeah, but you already have the 1d8 there, so it's just another d8.
what thing are you talking about?
Okay, so you know how there's a 7 and then plus 8?
It's not a big deal, I'm just trying to remember out. That's why I was typing it, so we're gonna keep going on.
The 8 should be crit damage.
Yeah, the 8 should be crit damage, but there shouldn't be 2 of those dice. Because the crit damage would be added another dice of the standard damage. So it'd just be one. Yeah,
I'll change it now. Continue on.
it's fine. Like, it's fine. You could have easily rolled an 8. So that's not really an issue. Anyways, Tolwyn, you moved the moonbeam. You decided to stay where you're at. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
I growl.
Talon.
Oh, I forgot I hit the very fire cast. It's not my ability to cast it, so I didn't have to use a spell slot. So I'm gonna try my luck one more time, I think. Because if I give everybody advantage, I mean, that's hopefully Tolan, the dog, or Cerberus, and Kaithal, and maybe even myself in a minute, but yeah, so I'm gonna try this one more time, I think. So,
Okay.
next save.
Like, where are you placing it? Like, so it only hits those two?
It's the cube, so I can put it like you guys think. Put it in a square so it only hits those two. Like, it's a 20-foot cube, so I just mop a square like an edge of it on that. So you're trying to draw it that you can see the two.
Like, where the moonbeam is, right? Like, basically the same thing?
It's a 20-foot cube, so it's just like.
Yeah,
It's like
okay.
20 feet.
I just need to know if it hit anyone else.
Yeah, just oh no, one failed.
Both failed.
Alright.
Oh, no, wait. One got 13. One failed. Sorry, I'm so used to my players having, like, 16 or 18s.
Right. Should have 14. I bet 14. But anyway, Laura failed. It's all failed actually.
The man did. You would know. He shines with glitter and gold.
Yeah, because he's shining green and red, and then red thing, and then I'll give who's gonna attack her? I guess Typhal advantage to attack on her. I guess I'll have whoever attacks this chick get advantage. And bonus action. Now that I can actually turn it into my bonus action. No, I think I'm just stay here, I guess. I can't do anything with my bonus action.
Sounds good. Man on his turn must make a con save. Con save is +4. 24.
So, only 7 radiant damage.
Alright. You can tell that the man is now more or less winded. Thanks to all the damage you guys have done. Still not bloodied, but definitely getting closer to it. You can tell that he moves out of Tolwyn's threat range, but still within parameters of Cerberus and the dog.
He moved through them.
Yeah.
You can move. It's your game up, but if you do something special and move through them, they can't just move through people. Not enemies, right?
Yeah, I guess I can tell you since, yeah, Talon, you are correct. If they're enemies, you technically can't do that. But you caught on to something, so I'll just do it. You can tell, Talon, the others seem like not to really notice it. They just move around them. Blades are ready. They were ready to attack, but this man just simply walked through. Tolwyn, you can still attack due to him going out of your throat. No, technically you have reach. No, you're just big. You can attack him if you so like. But Talon, you could see since you were further away and could see at the distance, this man like moved through them rather than move around them.
So further back.
So 12 damage and strength saving throw.
All right. Do.
You roll an advantage.
I did. I got a 20 to hit.
That's a 9.
So he falls prone.
All right. He falls prone. He spends half. That would be the remainder of his movement, I guess. He spends the remainder of his movement to get back up.
Okay.
Looking at Cerberus not being attacked last time, he decides to go for him instead. Looking at the weird 80s Van Blade, he attacks. Does not hit because 18 missed and clearly 16 misses as well. However, you see him flip the blade again, and like before, the stars go missing. However, all the stars go missing this time. And unfortunately, that does mean Cerberus, you get hit for 6d4 plus 6 points of damage. It's 22. You're not looking great. Kythal. On Kythal's turn, Dog stays there. Make sure people can... No, wait. Sorry, I needed to give the man disadvantage. Sorry, I needed to give the man disadvantage on his attack. The missile still hit. It's just his attack could be a 1. Plus his bonus, no, he still misses. Kythal's turn, leaves the dog there and makes sure people still have disadvantages when attacking you guys. Moves 5 feet closer, rapier attack. Hits for woman turn, con save plus 3. That's a 1.
8 radiant damage.
You can tell that the woman's now considered bloodied. She's not looking great. She's still attractive, but not looking hot. Looking towards Cerberus since he's the closest. And unfortunately, I do favor not killing NPCs. PCs. Sorry again. Aims and swings for you. Now, because they have been failing, I don't know if they will hit. They won't. At least not this round. Cerberus.
Ow. Attacking.
You attack.
Advantage.
I think so, depending on who you attack, because Talon says whoever attacks the woman gets advantage.
I'm attacking the one, yes.
Okay.
I think I got a lot of fairies with those advantage on him too.
Yeah, that's true.
So I've given everybody in the party half fighting points to get up.
Attacking the woman with advantage, it's still somehow you missed, which is not that difficult because, rolling. I've been doing it all night. Stabbing straight towards the woman, you can tell that she moves to the side and you pierce through the veil of her cloak. However, the cloak itself doesn't stop you rather than the weird geometric armor underneath. It prevents you from piercing through and into the skin as you drag your blade out. And if you didn't passively see the armor before, now you can actually see it through the hole.
I'd like to use my bonus action to take a heal potion.
Alright, that's more than fair. You are very hurt.
And that's 2d4 plus 4.
2d4 plus 2. There are some healing potions you can make, but you haven't made anything. So it's just a standard. Tolwyn, unless Cerberus wants to move.
Nope, good here.
Fair.
Alright, Tolwyn is going to move the moonbeam here and move himself here. And that'll be his turn.
Sounds good. Talon. Yeah, it was on his turn when he went prone. Yeah. I mean, you still have advantage against him, but he got back up.
I guess I can shoot first. So I'll shoot first. Not that it matters, but die. And then 15 hit.
A 15 unfortunately does miss.
Alright, well. I fire him up there. And backing out here.
Alright. Aiming your bow straight for him, you take a long shot, however you miss. You can tell, however, that it does scrape the edge of his cloak, so you didn't miss by much, but you unfortunately still missed. However, looking to that, you do aim for him in case you can attack him next time. On his turn, he's no longer in the moonbeam, so he doesn't need to make a con save. So with that out of the way, he will look towards a potential threat. I'll just roll for this one, actually. Even Cerberus, odds Tolwyn. Odds Tolwyn. You can tell he does no longer possess the weird beams of stars, so he will only standardly attack. That's a 1.
Even with a 14 AC, he misses.
Yeah, not been rolling well for attacks, but pretty good on damage. Kythel leaves dog.
Whoever attacks the Chico there.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll for his. Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll for his disadvantage because, you know, can't do worse than a 1. Kythel, his turn, leaves dog, makes sure he continues to have bad luck. Kythel goes for a rapier attack because I don't want to waste his spells. Oh wait, I accidentally clicked on spells. Wow, I've been rolling great for him. Lunges at the woman. Woman is hurt, already bloodied. Closer to being down than the man. Woman on her turn makes con save +3. That's a 10, fails.
11 radiant damage.
You can tell that she's close to death's door, but not quite there. Not wanting to be attacked by a moonbeam again, she moves out of Kythel's threat range, but not out of Cerberus, giving Kythel an attack of opportunity. I just can't miss with them. 8, closer to death's door, but not quite dead. Looking towards Cerberus, closest 1. Attack +6. Miss. Not doing well for the NPC evils. Cerberus. Does it?
Back in the girl.
I assumed. With 6 points of damage, you can tell that she is close. Maybe another attack or 2 like that and she'll be dead, but right now she is still standing. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Alright. Big Dog Tolwyn.
Cool.
Unfortunately enough, it, like Talen's arrow, you get close but not quite there.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna stay where I am. It'll be my turn.
You haven't made it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I rolled a.
Oh wait, you already did roll both of them. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a good 10 air damage. Oh, it's sad. It's all set.
All right. With a quick,
No.
with a quick,
I rolled a 15 to hit. It did not work.
unfortunately, with a quick bite, you can tell you're close but not quite there. Maybe a point or two will bite in. Speaking of rah 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 rah, Talon, it is now your turn.
How hurt is it again?
The man has yet to be bloodied, but you can tell he's close. The woman is bloodied and at that store. Oh, okay. Sorry. Kind of hard to tell. The man is close to being bloodied, but not quite there. The woman is bloodied and close to that door. You can tell a good shot will bring one to bloodied and one to likely, dead.
I'll just keep shooting him. I'll have my owl help out with the chick, whatever.
All right. You would have advantage, so go ahead and roll.
These people, yeah, try again.
Does hit?
5 points of damage. Throw him a bit.
You shoot at the man, and it does pierce in. You can tell, Tolwyn, Talon, you're too far away. It does make a hole when he rips the arrow out and throws it to the ground. Talon, you then see the weird leather suit, but that's neither here or there. You already saw it with your past perception. However, as Talon's turn ends, you can see the storm going higher into the sky. You're not exactly sure what's going on. You lost track of what the dragon was doing. Well, whatever it's doing, it's bringing it higher into the sky. And with that, it is now enemy's turn. Not in the moonbeam, doesn't have to do anything. Evens odds, Tolwyn, evens Cerberus. Just really likes to hit Tolwyn, apparently. Plus 8, 19. 19 hits since you said you had an AC of 14.
Yep.
Alright, let's see how hard he hits. Probably not that hard, based on the rolls I've been making. Yeah, that's about it. With a good amount of damage actually being focused at this point, you're still up, you're still good, but, you're actually hurt this time.
And I'm no longer a wolf.
Oh no! Without the power of the wolf, you shrink back down, and you're still Tolwyn, you're still a threat, you're still definitely a danger. But the wolf was pretty cool.
Yeah. I maintain moonbeam.
Alright. Dog sits. Oh, he's between both of them, so technically both have disadvantage against attacks. Kaithal attacks man. Oops. I forgot he already had things set up. 23 and 22 hit. 8 points of damage. He's doing quite well, and the man is now considered bloodied. Woman takes her turn, not in the moonbeam, so she's fine. Attacks Cerberus again with the weird black prismatic blade. She's been missing a lot. Probably will miss again. That's an 11. Cerberus.
Before I take you down, would you be willing to surrender?
Oh no. If I surrender, you likely will have to die, which is a problem. But if I die, it's just another foot soldier that leaves.
That seems kind of contradictory, but alright. So that's a nat
Sure is.
So I'm just gonna go off and cut her head right off.
You're welcome.
Well, luckily enough for you, she only had 9 points of health left, so you just barely managed to scrape through. Barreling through, she did say something weird though. But with that weird conversation, you slash her head clean off and it hits the ground. Then her body does soon after. And she is no more. Anything else?
Alright, I will go ahead and move over so I can be right here and proceed to start laying into him. And I end my turn.
Alright, Tolwyn.
Bonus action to become a wolf again.
Oh yeah, you have 2 of those.
I do. And so I'll have it's 63 health total. And then I will try to bite him.
Sounds good.
Only a 16 to hit.
A 16 is ironically enough his AC.
Nice.
I did say you needed a little bit more.
Wow, minimum damage 5.
Biting into him, he has already been hit beforehand, so he is now bloodied and then a little bit more. You can tell, however, he is still primed and ready to fight. Although he did lose the whole star shot thing, whatever that it was.
Yeah. And I do believe that it's been probably about a minute, so I'll assume that Moonbeam goes away.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's been about 10 rounds since I cast it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That'll be my turn.
Alright, Talon.
He's almost dead.
Not almost dead, but for him, half of his health has been depleted.
Yeah. I'm trying to mess up the ground and the map at the same time. I don't know how that happened. Alright.
Alright.
I'm gonna use my 40 feet of movement to go over up here and draw my towers.
Sounds good.
But like, advantage. Wait. Ah!
It's not meant to be. It was not meant to be.
Oh, God. Okay. I got with one.
With your offhand, yeah.
Yeah, so that's fine.
It's slashing through, you try to hit, he just looks at you and you pause for a moment. You unpause for that quick second and slash him with your other hand. For 5 damage, which is pretty good, but not enough to kill him.
My dance was not mesmerizing, but it was still slightly effective. I'm still dancing around with my blade lightly. Very, very sexy like. Very sexy.
Anything else?
Anyway. No.
Okay. Enemy's turn, not in Moonbeam. Not being affected, still has disadvantage thanks to Hound. So anyone he tries to hit will, potentially not get hit. Since Talon just recently got here, I'll probably go for you. Since he's been having bad luck with the dog and Cerberus, I'm assuming 14 doesn't hit.
No, it does not.
Should have gone with the dog. Kythal's turn. Dog stays there. Disadvantage still. Kythal attacks. Rapier shot. Oh. First time I missed. Oh wait, he has advantage. No, he doesn't.
He does. He should.
Yeah, because of the fairy fire.
Oh yeah, he does have advantage, so 16 hits. Still don't miss. Cerberus. Sounds good.
18.
Does hit. Aiming for the man, you can tell that he's hurt, he's bloody, but he's not quite to death's door. A couple more shots like that, or one, maybe two big ones, will likely take him down. But this guy's built like a tank. Anything else?
Turn over.
All right, Tolwyn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hits.
Alright. I play mostly Pathfinder these days. Do I double the number of the static bonus as well, or just number?
You double the dice, but you don't double the modifier.
Okay. So 46 plus 3 to 2d6. Rolled terribly, so 10 damage.
Oof. You do manage to snarl and bite in, but not enough to truly kill him. You can tell he's getting closer to death than he would like. That being said, not quite there, which is a problem. Let's see if Talon can remedy that.
And then, wait, then again, you're not swinging with advantage. Miss the first time, cut.
It seems that you can hit the second time, aiming straight towards him.
The first attack on purpose, actually. It's totally on purpose.
With a bladed shot straight towards his temple, you distract them to swing for your second shot and do hit. However, it's not enough to kill him, but he is looking worse for wear. He's not going to run away, you can tell that for sure based on the woman's own wording, but he's definitely going to make it as hard as possible for each of you. Talon, anything else?
And had fun dancing a long time. No, I didn't. I'm saying I enjoyed the dance.
Alright. He's still going to try to attack you since you're new. 10 doesn't hit. Damn, that dog is really hurting him. Dog stays. Kythal, rapier.
It's just like pulling on it. No.
That hit don't miss. Cerberus.
Maybe.
25 does hit. As you slash through him, you can tell that he is close to death's door. Maybe 3 knocks will take him out, but not 1. Anything else?
Turn over.
Alright, Tolwyn.
How about good?
16 do hurt.
Damage.
Butting into him, you can tell that he's at death's door now. Not quite dead, but definitely another knock or two will bring him there and allow death to open the door.
I keep forgetting, but can you make a strength saving throw to not fall prone, please?
Oh yeah!
Double advantage. If we get double advantage or something like that.
I don't think so, but we forgot to do it last time, so I rolled again. Failed.
Instead of usually I put a double
No, he
advantage,
succeeded.
plus 2.
Oh, he needed a 13?
DC's only 13. Yep.
Oh, right. You're generally not you.
Yeah, I'm technically a wolf. I'm just as smart as me still.
Yeah. Alright, Kaelin decided to take a turn before I told him to. 16 does hit, 13 does not. It's fine. I was about to say anything else in case he had anything else. Slashing through, you managed to hit with the second one. Not quite dead, but definitely there. As you swing with your second one, you forget that, oh right, I'm supposed to miss with my first one to distract them. And that caught you off guard, and you don't hit.
You know what's happening now. Like, well, the person hit now.
With that pondering question, should you distract with your first one or second one? Anything else?
It's it.
Alright. His turn, no moonbeam, no fiery attack, so he goes for a strike against... I'll just roll a d4. And this time I'll include Kaithal. Kaithal 4, Cerberus 3, Tolwyn 2, and the rest 1. The dog doesn't count. I don't know why I didn't say your name. Tolwyn is. Disadvantage plus 8. That's probably a hit, and that's a hit.
Yep, that's it.
With his blade, he managed to strike true, but doesn't strike well. It does hurt, but you're a very big and healthy dog, so it doesn't kill you. Kaithal.
Not even close.
Dog there, rapier attack. Even if he hits, I'm gonna say I'm gonna reduce his damage because I don't like NPCs killing the enemy. He does hit. Thankfully enough, he doesn't do enough damage to kill him though, but just barely. Cerberus. (22) and 22 do in fact hit, and how would you like to take him down? He is at 2 health.
I will grab him by his clothes and push my sword straight through his heart. And look him in the eyes as he dies.
Striking through his torso, binding straight through the flesh, the rib cage, you pierce into the heart, or where the heart would be. You don't know what this person is. It could be on the left side as far as you know. Or near the spleen. But piercing through, he doesn't say a word, doesn't nod, doesn't attack you. He just simply accepts his fate, which is a lot more eerie than simply squirming to survive. He hits the ground motionless and dead, and you do retrieve your blade. Whatever these people are, whoever these people are, one thing is definitely sure. They are definitely dangerous, and they did say they sent a scout in before them, which is likely the woman you met. If you had to guess, when she loses her mind, she is part of their side. But what their side wants, well, you never really asked specific details. They did tell you they came here to look for something, to find something. Perhaps it's something needed. But one thing is definitely sure. As your dragon friend, companion, or ally, whatever you want to call him, with a carpet in hand, begins to somehow push the storm further into the sky, one thing is definitely clear. While you manage to defeat the humanoid enemy, who knows how many more monsters lie in wait in town. And while other people are fighting them, who knows how long they will last, as they are not true fighters. And we'll have to find that out next time as we end the session for today.